Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 820. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page if you would like to join me on camera to shoot the breeze, say hello, share some information about yourself, your business, whatever, special event. All of that would be super great. I just want to point out that the link is only on the Facebook page, but right now the show is also broadcasting on the Durham Skywriter YouTube channel and also the Patricia A. Murray LinkedIn page. So there you go. So let's get started with the word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page, which is full of really great information and programs from local nonprofits, the city, the county, the state, all of which can help you. So if you're interested, go ahead and go up and down the page and see what pertains to you. Sesha is watching. And actually, let me post her. It's not, there it is. So hopefully she'll be joining us later today. We'll see. No pressure, but that would be super awesome. Thank you, Sesha. If you're interested, well, I won't spill the beans just yet. I'll spill the beans when I get to the school tools page. Okay, let me move my keyboard and let's get started. The word page. Let's see. There are some city vacancies you might want to know about because if you have special knowledge, special interests, you can help those of us who need help in Durham. So let's see. There are vacancies on the Durham Historic Preservation Commission. So if you're interested in joining that, let them know by end of day tomorrow. There's also an opening on the Racial Equity Commission. So again, click on the link. Well, first go to durhamskywriter.com and then scroll down or click on the word page. Scroll down. You'll see where it says City of Durham. And there's a link you can click and see what is expected of you in terms of meetings, the amount of time that you'll spend on this committee or commission, et cetera, et cetera. And then if you're still interested, let them know by end of day tomorrow that you want to be chosen to become a member of either the Durham Historic Preservation Commission or the Racial Equity Commission. Okay, the Durham County libraries are all open until 8, except for Bragtown. Bragtown closes at 6. They reopen tomorrow at 9:30, and then Bragtown reopens at 10. And let's see what, let's see what's happening at the Durham Tech Small Business Center. Now, technically speaking, they're downtown, 701 West Main Street. And this week, they don't have anything live happening, no live in-person classes. But I like to list the classes that are being offered across the state under the Durham Tech listing on the word page. So these classes are totally free. They're for entrepreneurs and people who want to improve their businesses that they've already started. So let's see what's being offered today. These are totally free classes. Let me scroll. Here we are. So today's Tuesday, right? Okay, here is a free class, and it is from 2 until 3:30. Artificial Intelligence Series, Part 3. Implementing AI in your small business. And if you're saying, darn it, I missed parts 1 and 2, that's okay because they usually either catch you up or fill you in enough so you can participate in part 3. These classes are live, which is super great because that allows you to ask questions. I love that. That's going to be from 2 until 3:30. Here's another class, Taxes, Depreciating, Record Keeping Basics, and Selling 404 for startups. Not quite sure what all of that means, but if you know what that means and you're interested, that's going to be tonight from 6 until 8. You can always click on the link and read more about the topic. Now, this one is tomorrow at 2 o'clock, but I'm letting you know in advance to give you enough time to sign up. So tomorrow at 2, I love this one, How to Create Instagram Reels for Your Small Business. That sounds like a good one. That's a winner. From 2 until 4. That's going to be tomorrow. Okay. And it looks like, wait, let me make sure. Okay, that's it. Okay. Let me scroll down to SCORE. Now, if you don't know about SCORE, you might want to check this out. if you're a budding entrepreneur. Basically, you can get a mentor, and if you're really fortunate, you can get one in your line of work or business, and they can really give you some inside scoops. Otherwise, these are retired executives, and they know an awful lot about running a business. They can definitely help you. You can get a mentor, meet them over the phone or in person. Their office is downtown, so definitely check out SCORE, Service Corps of Retired Executives, and also their free live webinars. So they're going to have a webinar today at 5:30. Okay, and it is called Understanding the Impact of Grief and Loss on Your Business. That's interesting. That's real interesting because grief and loss can really affect you. I do remember a gentleman, he and his wife ran a business on Andrew Avenue, and I remember she died, and that was really deep, and it really deeply affected the business, and of course her husband. So yeah, you might want to check that out. Understanding the Impact of Grief and Loss on Your Business today, 5:30. Okay, and now let's go to the health page. Actually, I'm going to go to the school tools page real quick because it looks like our guest, she had a very successful workshop that I was telling you about. And the name of her business is Dropping Seeds in Motion. You can look that up if you're curious. The name of the workshop that she had, and that was that yesterday? Wait, when was that? What's today? Was that Wednesday already? Okay, Science Pops, a masterclass for elementary and middle school science teachers. If that piqued your interest, stay tuned. She's going to join us right after the weather. Okay, so now let's now go to the health page. Got your COVID numbers if you're interested. You can enter your zip code or whatever and get the numbers because especially parents know this. COVID has never left us. It's still here. That's all I'm going to say about it. I do have two new additional, they're not ads, they're more like announcements. One is in English, one is in Spanish, where you can pick up free COVID-19 at home tests. Still very interesting and very important. If you do have kids, you want to stay on this. You want to make sure that your kids don't get sick and spread COVID all around, and hopefully they won't bring it home. So anyway, that's just check it out. It's on the health page. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to mention masks or anything about that. It's your decision. Okay, let's see. Oh, Durham County Health. I went right past it. So this is a new addition to the health page. I finally met Willa Robinson Allen. She's in charge of these really cool workshops that they have over there at the Durham County Department of Public Health. They're on Zoom and they cover all kinds of different topics. So I think they're going to have one today. Let's see. Tomorrow. So tomorrow from 10 until 10:30, there's going to be a live webinar on Zoom. And this topic is really interesting. Antidepressants used to treat hot flashes. That's the name of it. Never heard of antidepressants having anything to do with hot flashes. But if you want to learn about that, if you're a woman of a certain age, you might want to check this workshop out. This is going to be on Zoom. I do have the Willa's email address and phone number. You can go ahead and register. You can also register by just going to the Zoom link, and that is also listed right there on the To Your Health page. Okay, let's see. Oh, help is open right now. Okay, let me scroll down. So help is the Health Equipment Loan Program. They're on 4206 North Roxborough Street. That's on the north end of town, Suite 100, right across from the Cookout on North Roxborough. So here's what they do. They accept donations of wheelchairs, walkers, a bed, excuse me, bedside commodes, canes, knee scooters, that sort of thing. So you can donate these items if you no longer need them. They disinfect them, repair them as necessary, and then they turn around and they loan them out to people who need them and can't afford them for 90 days at a time. This is great for the elderly. It's also great for people just out of the hospital. They know they're not going to need these knee scooters for the rest of their lives. So this can really help people who don't have money for these items. So check it out. They're open 2 days a week. So they're open right now. They're open on Tuesdays from 10 until 2, and then Fridays from 1 until 5. Definitely check out the Health Equipment Loan Program. It's run by Project Access, which in itself is run by the Durham County Department of Public Health. All righty, I think that's it. Let's go to the top of the page. Click on the big blue button that takes us to the health events page. And usually that's all about support group meetings. So let's see who's meeting today. With it being the 20th. Let's see. So in case you have the link and you forgot, the long-term care community support group is meeting right now, noon until 1:15. So if you forgot and you have the link, it's the same link every week or so. So you might want to go to your meeting. Another meeting that's happening right now, if you already have the link and forgot, the Mind-Body Approaches to Coping with Cancer. Both of these are run by Duke, and you can go ahead and register real quick. It's probably too late to get the link right now. I'm just letting you know that it's happening right now. If you already have the link because you attended in the past, you can hop over there right now, or just register for next time. Now, let's see. Now, here is a meeting that is happening tonight. The African American Dementia Caregiver Support Group is meeting online at 7. Get some really great resources. It's a great place to hang out and just learn more about being a caregiver. That's why I moved here. My aunt had Alzheimer's, so I can really vouch for these support group meetings. They're really wonderful. And back when my aunt was alive and I was trying to attend these meetings, it was so hard because they were in person back then. So I really like the fact that they're virtual. And I think they went virtual with COVID. And I think they're going to keep them virtual because it's so much easier. While you're with your loved one, you can attend the meeting and not leave them by themselves. So I love it. So that's going to be at 7 o'clock this evening. Again, it's run by Duke, and I've got the contact information right there on the page. Also meeting virtually. This is also run by Duke. The Parenting with Cancer Support Group. It's online. They're meeting from 7:30 until 8:30. This is for parents, guardians, caregivers, grandparents, family members of children and teens with cancer. How to get, again, resources, get some support, get some encouragement. It's very lonely, sometimes being alone, caring for someone who's sick. So definitely check out these free online meetings. They're very, very useful. Okay, I told you about the antidepressants used to treat hot flashes meeting tomorrow. Told you about that. Now, also happening tomorrow, 10:30 until noon, Emerald Doula's weekly new parent hangout. That's going to be tomorrow, 10:30 until noon, at their office, 5317 Highgate Drive, Suite 115. Parents and their babies, 1 year and under, they can share their challenges and successes. And now they want to really point out that these meetings are judgment-free, and they welcome all types of families, if you know what I'm saying. So there's no judgment and no prejudice. So if you want to join them in this wonderful hangout, definitely do so. It's a free event. You don't even have to register. If you just feel like going, you can just grab the baby and just head out there tomorrow. And again, it's from 10:30 until noon. All righty. Oh, I missed this one. Okay. I didn't write this one down. I'm just now seeing this. Also happening tomorrow at noon, the Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. They're meeting virtually from noon until 1. And again, you're getting resources, you're getting encouragement. You don't literally have to be a daughter, but just someone caring for someone who is aging. And you can get some resources and get some help because it's, like I said, it can be very, very lonely for sure. All right, let's go to the Senior Scope page, and we're going to see what's happening at the Durham Center for Senior Life. But first, I need to point out that senior pharmacist, there it is, they host a series of Medicare basics classes. A lot of us don't think about Medicare until we're in our 60s. So it's really good to find out in advance what's going on with healthcare, with Medicare, how to sign up, etc., and what it's all about. So today there's going to be an in-person meeting, like a class, a workshop, at the Durham Center for Senior Life. That's going to be tonight at 6, and that's at 406 Rigsby Avenue. It's totally free, and you can click on the link and go ahead and sign up for that. Now let's see what's happening. What else is happening at the Durham Center for Senior Life? Like I said, 406 Rigsby Avenue, free membership, free parking, free activities. They've got a theater. They've got a workout room with all the machine thingies and the big bouncy ball whatnots. And it's a really great place to hang out if you are older. So let's see. Today is what, Tuesday? Okay, so this afternoon, the Crocheting Club, well, you missed that. Okay, that ends at 12:30. If you're not already there, you've missed it. Okay, what else is happening? 1 o'clock, afternoon bingo. Also 1 o'clock, quilt making. 2:15, the Arthritis Foundation exercise program. Now, all day from noon until 7 tonight, pinochle. I think I said that right. Some kind of card game. Now, tomorrow, muscle pump. That's workout at 8:40. Now, I need to point out the morning sessions, the workout sessions, you can actually go to the Durham Center for Senior Life Facebook page and work out from home, which is super cool because they live stream it on Facebook. Okay, total body workout, 10 o'clock. Ping pong, 10 o'clock. Actividades en español for those seniors who speak Spanish, 10:30. Bingo size, which is bingo and exercise. Somebody invented it and it's really fun. That's at 1 o'clock. And sign up for Durham County Veteran Services. If you are a military veteran, somebody in your family is a military veteran, sometimes they forget, depression sets in, life, they get busy with life, and they miss out on benefits that they have already earned and forgot about or never learned about. Find out tomorrow between 1 and 3. So call and register at extension 103. I'll give you the phone number, 919-688-8247. Make an appointment between 1 and 3. If it's all filled up, they do this just about every week. So don't worry, you can always find out what benefits you are entitled to. Okay, also tomorrow, early afternoon, advanced phone and computer class from 1 until 2:15. And that's really useful because sometimes the kids or grandkids, they give us old folks their old gear, don't teach us how to use it. So if you don't know how to use your new phone or computer, take it to the class and they'll teach you how to use it. Okay, now the last page we're going to is the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page. Let's see what's on the docket for the Bull City. Okay. Ooh, you got 10 minutes. New Visions of Africa restaurant. They're at 1306 Fayetteville Street. Their grocery giveaway starts at 12:30. So you might want to zip down there. If you are in need, your cupboard or refrigerator is bare, you need help filling them back up. You want to feed your kids, your family, your parents, whatever. Head out there. You can get there on the 5 or the 5K bus. They're right next door to W.D. Hill. So if you're driving, go ahead and park in the W.D. Hill parking lot. Try to get in the top lot if you can, because you do not want to try to navigate. They've got these really steep stairs going to the lower parking lot. You don't want to go down those steps while carrying groceries. So try to get in the top lot if at all possible. And they will be out there from 12:30 until while supplies last, for the next couple of hours. And they will ask you how many people are in your family, how many kids you have, so they can make sure you have enough food. And they give away a lot of great food. Sometimes there's leftovers that they just leave out for people to just pick up whenever. So just to let you know. Okay, now if you like to run, RTP Uncorked, they have their Boxyard Run Club. That's a 3-mile run through Research Triangle Park. That's from 5:30 to 6:30. The weather is perfect for it. All paces are welcome. This is free. So you head over to Boxyard RTP, 900 Park Offices Drive, right off of Highway 54. And then you go ahead and park, and you meet up on the grass by Leroy's Tacos, meet your fellow runners, and get running. And I just told you about Senior Pharmacist and the Medicare Basics Workshop, 6 o'clock at the Durham Center for Senior Life. Told you about that. Let's see. You call this yoga. They're going to host a gentle flow yoga with 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧𝗬. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧𝗬. Thank you. That's going to be at the Re-City Network, 112 Broadway Street. It's for an hour starting at 6. It's free. So they start with the breathing exercises and they get into the postures and the slow movements and the meditation. Relax your body and mind. This bilingual yoga session will be led in English and Spanish, totally free. Don't forget your yoga mat. If you don't have one, just get a nice hefty towel. Like if you have a beach towel, bring that. Let's see. The J.B. Duke Hotel, 230 Science Drive on Duke's West Campus. They have the Artful Summer Artist in Residence Series event happening tonight from 6 until 8. It's free. This is where you make yourself comfortable, and then today's featured artist, painter Kristen Gibson, will create a masterpiece in real time right in front of you. You get to watch art just unfold while you're watching. You just sit there and just enjoy. Now, it's free, but they will have food and beverages available for purchase. So, watching art sometimes, makes you hungry. So you might want to get a little early dinner there. Like I said, it's free, and I have a link you can click for more information. Okay, the Black and Brown Ballet class that's going to be held at the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧 Heritage Center on the corner of Fayetteville and Lakewood from 6:30 until 8. You have to be at least age 12 and a beginner or intermediate dancer. So they start out with the stretching and the bending and whatnot, and then they get into the traditional ballet technique. And there is a $10 weekly fee. You can pay cash when you get there. And that, again, is going to be tonight, 6:30 until 8 at the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧. Let's see. Oh, the Tuesday Blues Jam. That's from 7 until 10. It's going to be at the Blue Note Grill, 709 Washington Street. If you play guitar or bass, you don't have to lug your amp. You can use their amp. If you sing, you can bring your own mic if you like, if you're still worried about COVID. But basically, it's a free event. You get to hop on stage for free and sing or play the blues. You can dance. That's also for free. But of course, they would appreciate it. With it being a restaurant, they would love it if you would order dinner. But it's also a great place to hang out and enjoy some great blues. Okay, here's another venue downtown. That's Sanahanu. He's hosting Eloquent Soul Open Mic Night at Missy Lane's Assembly Room, 310 East Main Street. That's the newest venue downtown. So this is going to be from 7:30 until 9:30. So you sign up if you want to participate in this open mic, and each performer gets 5 minutes to recite up to 2 poems, or you can perform a song, because Joe Holloway has a house band there, and they can actually play music and you can perform a song, which is really super. That's very cool. So problematic language is, including hate speech. I don't even have to tell you this. Hate speech and graphic violence, of course, is not acceptable. So, they want you to be nice and clean and fresh. Tickets are $10, free if you're a member. And then you can click right there on the link for more information and to get your ticket or tickets. Now let's see what's happening tomorrow morning. Bell Yeager Free Will Baptist Church, they're having a food giveaway. Now, technically speaking, it's from 10 until noon, but they do start lining up early because the need is still out there. They give away great groceries, but that's going to be at 128 East Cornwallis Road tomorrow from starting at 10. I should wink also because people start getting there like 8:30, 9. Catholic Charities, they have the Durham Community Food Pantry, and that is from 10 until 1, and I mean 1 on the dot. So that's at 2020 Chapel Hill Road. in the Lakewood Shopping Center. They're right in between the Scrap Exchange and the new Lincoln Community Health Center. Basically, you get a number, you talk to a social worker, you get some groceries for the week. Let them know if your family can't handle like dairy or pork, and they'll, replace it with something else. If you need clothing, you never know what they have. People are always donating things, so just let them know. If your 10-year-old needs a sweater, shoes, whatever, ask. They might have it. Also, pull-up diapers for free. They've got pull-ups, newborn to toddler, and then big ones for adults. Don't be ashamed. Go ahead and ask, because you will receive if they have them. Now, if you know because of your job or your responsibilities, you can't make it tomorrow between 10 and 1, just know that on Wednesdays, they're also doing it from 5 to 7. By the way, they have people there who speak Spanish. Let your Hispanic neighbors know that. And also, there's a lady there who speaks French, if you have some West African neighbors. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. Story time on the roof, hosted by the Durham County Main Library on the roof of the Durham Hotel, which is, oh, wait a minute. Did I give the right address? I gave the wrong address. I gave the address for the library. I'm going to fix that. But the Durham Hotel, which is on actually Chapel Hill Street downtown, I have to fix that. That's going to be tomorrow. So bring the dinkies. That's going to be from 10:30 until 11. It's free. They're going to have stories, singing, dancing, and more at this very free and fun event. And I told you about the new parent hangout. Told you about that. Okay. Let's check the weather and then bring on our guest who's been so patient. I really appreciate it. So the weather, it's only 76. Oh, it's 76 degrees. That's it. Okay, it's cloudy. It's 76. And the high is only going to be 81. Not bad. I'm not complaining. Okay, 81. So it looks like it's going to rain, but it's not in the forecast. So it's cloudy now. The sun's going to come out a little bit, playing peekaboo until like 5-ish. And then it's going to be sunny until sunset, which is at 7:58. Okay, tomorrow is going to be, it's only going to be 70. I shouldn't complain, but I love summer so much. So the high tomorrow is going to be 79. It's going to be partly sunny tomorrow. All righty. Sesha has been so patient. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. Let's bring her on and let's meet her, and she can tell us all about her workshops, etc., etc. How come my trackpad isn't working? Wait, just a sec. Give me a second. Let me use my computer trackpad. My trackpad's acting up. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Sasha, there you are. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. So we actually met at the River Church, right? It was like,
Right at the river at their bash. Yep, a couple weeks ago. Was it?
right. And you have a very exciting business. I'm just going to sit back and let you tell us about the business and the workshop that you had last week.
Okay. Can you hear me okay? I hear a bit of an echo, but I want to make sure
It's,
nobody.
it sounds like you're going in and out. Are you on your laptop or on your phone? I wonder,
Can you hear me okay now?
that's a little better. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me
Because
get a little bit closer. That way.
okay, go ahead. Okay, let's see.
Okay. Well, thank you for the invitation, Miss Patricia. It was a pleasure to meet you. You. What I was going to share with you
Oh,
and
hold on.
the audience.
You're going. Can you try to join us on your phone? Do you think that would work? Yeah. So close out your computer. You can click on the X and then come back on your phone. Because I want to make sure you get to hear her. So we're gonna try again.
All right, we can do that.
Okay.
I think I'm entering the studio.
Okay. So I'm gonna click off and then you can come on via the phone. So I'm gonna remove you. Okay. And then join me. I'm sure you can still hear me. So join me on your phone. Click on the link. Click on the link on your phone. You might have to let me put the because the link is in the notes. Let me see. Why isn't my trackpad working? What's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Let me bring her on. Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, that's much better. Okay.
Not hearing you. Let's see.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Wonder why I can't hear you. I'm going to go out and come back in. How about that?
Okay. She'll be back, folks. This is the excitement of live broadcasting, just like the 1950s. I should know. I was born in 1955. And hopefully she can join us. Ooh, there she is. Okay, let's see.
Hear me?
Okay, I can hear you.
I can hear you now. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We love technology. Awesome.
Absolutely.
We love technology. However, there is an opportunity for us to shift the use of technology. And thank you for having me on to share a little bit about what I do and my passion and just how I can support the community.
Okay.
So I started Dropping Seeds in Motion. I'm the owner and founder of Dropping Seeds in Motion, where we use the art of dance and movement to engage and teach kids science. Oftentimes when I talk to teachers and educators and parents, they're like, how do you do that? How does that work? Well, one of the things that I'll quickly share with the community is that, so I always had a love for science. Passionate about science. I studied science. I worked as a scientist in the lab for many, many, many years. And I saw an opportunity when I taught for a short while at Hillside High School. I taught earth science, and I saw an opportunity to close gaps, academic gaps, using my passions and gifts and talent. I'm a licensed dance minister, so I've used dance and I've taught dance in many, many different platforms, youth and adults. And so who wants to sit and learn from a worksheet, right? Like, that's boring. It wasn't the greatest experience for me as a teacher, right? Being a creative and being an artist. And so I started Dropping Seeds in Motion with the intent to have more representation in the areas of STEM, science, tech, engineering, and math, and to also bring these dynamic programs and workshops to teachers, providing teacher professional development. So if there are teachers who want to learn the how behind you integrate movement in your science lessons, I do that as well. I work with universities. I work with after school programs. I've hosted some summer camps in the past. So I just like to jump into it and just share with the community about all the opportunities that kids have when you incorporate the arts.
Okay, so how do you bridge movement? I mean, what do you do?
So think about science. Science is everywhere, right? Science is moving, right? We and all the cells and all the ligaments and tendons and organs that we have, everything is moving, right? And so for me, growing up as a child, it was very, very easy for me to see science move. Take, for example, the different spheres of the earth. You know, you have the atmosphere, the biosphere, the geosphere, the hydrosphere. All of that moves. Even the rocks, right? Like even the rocks when they're going through different, like metamorphic rock, right? Like it moves, right? When you include heat, things of that nature.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the atmosphere, When we breathe in, you gotta do that with me. Just breathe in. We breathe in. We're breathing in the gases that are in the atmosphere. So a part of what I have been blessed to be able to do is make that come alive for kids, so that instead of like writing it on the paper, you know, from the teacher sharing the lesson, I shouldn't say instead of, but I should say in supplement to what they're already learning and how the teacher's already conveying and delivering the information. There's another way to do it that has been supported by neuroscience and brain-based research that says that if your body is engaging and moving, then your brain is engaged, and the students can remember more of what they're learning. Not only remember it, they can retain it and they can recall the information.
Okay. I remember a Disney movie where a kid was studying, but he told the other kid, give me this basketball. So he was reciting the lesson while bouncing the basketball, and he was able to get an A on his test.
That's a really good thing, Ms. Patricia, that you mentioned, because part of what I'm also trained in is an action-based learning, which is a pedagogy of teaching created by Dr. 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗬. She is a pioneer in this space in action-based learning, and talks about the foundations of learning. And rhythm and beat is also a foundation of learning. Do we or do we not include rhythm and beat when we dance, right?
Sure.
Also balance, being able to cross the midline of the body. I've got this shirt on, a perfect shirt, and I didn't realize. Being able to cross the midline of the body prepares the brain for learning. It helps with cognition. So we have to be doing this in our classrooms. It is a must, because one of the things I'm also passionate about is closing the academic gaps for children that are have the greatest opportunity for success. I don't like to say that they're last or least, right? But they have the greatest opportunity. And there's so much research that supports the fact that we need to be doing this in the classroom. So some teachers may have challenges with where to start. I actually can help support as well, providing professional development. I know you mentioned the session I had last week. It's called Science Pops. It was an opportunity for middle school and elementary school science teachers to come and learn some best practices and strategies that they can take back to the classroom immediately and implement.
You know what? I went to a conference in Ireland once, back in 2019, and it was a pretty big conference. It was for journalists from around the world. And usually, you've seen it, where you have the panel on the stage, and then after their presentation, they ask for comments or questions from the audience, and then they line up and talking to the microphone. You've seen that, right? Well, at this conference in Ireland, the microphone was in a ball, and they threw the ball at the person, and he'd catch it, or she would catch it, and ask the question, and so it was fun. It was more fun because and then they say throw it to the next person. So the other person say, I got a question. So they throw the ball to the next person, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I mean, if they did that in school, maybe not throw $500 microphones, but I mean, you don't need a mic in class, but maybe a balloon. The heavier type balloon, not the what are those pink balls? Those big the big pink.
The blow up the blow up balls. I've actually used those in some of my workshops as well.
So you toss that to the kid and say, what's the name, the whatever the question is, and just toss it to the kid, and then that would make it more fun.
Right. Exactly. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's something that seems super simple and easy. Just doing those things in the classroom can make a big difference. I mean, when you talk about color, right? There's color all around us. And so some of the things that I infuse the workshops with is color. So learning about color is infusing the color and allowing the students and participants to actually create it themselves. Believe it or not, these teachers are amazing. First of all, shout out to all the teachers out here. teachers that are parents, who are food providers. You are amazing. It's not as hard as you think. Like we're still moving and breathing right now. We're still moving. We're still science is still moving all around us. So it's a great opportunity for me to actually share with teachers like the how behind they can do it and strategies.
That sounds great to me. That really does. That sounds like a lot of fun. So if there's a teacher watching, or like the replay, obviously they might be watching today. Has school started yet? No.
For some, school has started.
Yeah.
For some, I think.
I know college
started.
College started, but
colleges are underway.
Yeah. But if there's a teacher watching and they're saying, this sounds kind of interesting, and I don't know when she's going to have her next workshop, how can I connect with Ms. Woodard and find out more and attend the next workshop?
So I invite you to visit 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 to my email list. Just last week, I had a free teacher training event for the teachers. It was on site, so it was a live workshop, but it's okay. You haven't missed anything. I will be hosting another free event via Zoom for science teachers who want to make their lessons pop. So go to droppingseedsinmotion.com, subscribe to my email list, and you will be the first to know about this free event. In the workshop, you can expect to learn a little bit about, it's not going to be boring, I promise you. I can almost promise you that it's not going to be boring. It's not going to be death by PowerPoint, right? I might have a couple slides, but it's an opportunity for me to share the why behind why we do it, the how. I'm going to be sharing you some ways that have proven to increase engagement, to increase the focus of your students. And I'm really going to help you kind of pull out that creativity that is already in you. As teachers, you're already super creative because you can do a lot with a little. So I have that as well. Join the email list. And then if you want to start immediately, you can go to my website. I have a Science Moves Quick Start Guide that you can access immediately. It has lesson plans with videos that accompany lesson plans. It has over an hour-long training live that I did a couple years ago. It has a movement index for teachers who say, I can't move, but you can. Has a movement index which shows different movements that you could do. And also you have the opportunity to join the private Facebook group if you sign up for the Science Moves Quick Start Guide. So look, if you are a teacher and you want help and support, I'm building this community. If you want the Science Moves Quick Start Guide, you will automatically be joined in the Facebook group, and you can connect in with me when you need me throughout the year. I can post different in there for you to share. I want to support you along this journey.
But what happens to the math and the English and social studies teachers? Are going to be jealous. Can they still attend and try to figure out how to
come on? We can, you all can join as well, because one of the things that is important to know is that what I share is transferable. If you're learning about a social studies topic or an ELA topic, there's a lot that you can do related to the art, even drama, right? I used to want to be an actress when I was a little girl. I actually went to acting school for a short while.
Well, because you're very animated.
Yeah, it's this is me. And I think that we need to bring that to the classrooms. But yes, if you are an ELA teacher, if you're social studies, I will be able to actually share with you some strategies. And when you register for the free event, I'm going to ask you some preliminary questions so that our time can be really, really viable, and I can be really intentional about helping you and those that join the virtual Science Pops Masterclass.
Some years ago, I don't remember who I was talking to, but they were saying how the Durham this is some years ago, the Durham Public Schools scheduling was changing, and all the classes, I don't know if it was the young children, I think it was high school, the classes were going to be like 90 minutes. And
there are some schools, I don't know if in the DPS specific, but I know some charter schools do have 90-minute classes.
I would have died as a child. I can't imagine Sitting still that long. Oh my
Yeah. So
God.
yeah, Miss Patricia, when you think about the classroom and the way the educational system is set up, you go from class to class, whether it's 50 minutes or
Mm,
90 minutes. And oftentimes the teacher says, sit down, have a seat. Why you're standing? Why are you standing?
yeah.
Our students are telling us what they need. You
Yeah.
don't have to have a large space. You don't have to have all the answers. It's just starting. It's just implementing some movement. Did you know that you remember 10% more of what you read if you just balance? I
Oh,
know one of the things that I had at the back to school bash at the River Church was a balance board. You don't need a balance board,
I
right?
saw the kids enjoying that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And that's some of the kind of set of equipment that I use.
I actually have one here. It's let me just show you. I have
Okay. Yeah.
imagine board, a square board, like plywood or whatever. And then I have a fat piece of PVC
Mm-hmm.
with see, I'm a toy maker and I make toys out of PVC, so I have a lot of PVC around my house.
Okay.
So this is like, what is this, like 18? I guess it'd be like 18 inches, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? It's short of 2 feet. And then
Mm-hmm.
two big caps, one on each side. And just put a board on top and you got a balance board.
Yep. Just be careful
Oh
when
yeah,
they're
don't
first
fall and break your
starting.
neck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, when you're first starting. And even with there are teachers who work with, no children who may have special needs.
Mhm.
And there are things that you can do for those students who have special needs. So really want to make sure that, we are providing the information that they need to make sure it's inclusive. Your students, and I would love to help.
This sounds like such fun. How long have you been in business, and what are your plans for the next few years as you continue with your success?
So as I mentioned, I started dropping seeds in motion because there was an opportunity when I was teaching earth science to make it more engaging and exciting.
Mm,
And that I was teaching in 2012, but I started my business in 2017,
okay.
started providing workshops for after school programs. I did an in residency curriculum consultant training, or curriculum consultant workshops for pre-K. So I went into daycare center and I created the curriculum with the movement part
Mm,
according to what they already had in place. So they provided me with their science content that they were teaching, and then I included the movement. And I went to the daycare center a couple days a week and provided that for their students. I've done some work with Fayetteville State University with 4-H. I pretty much bring what you need to your center and site, and I have already predefined workshops. Another thing, the workshops are a win-win for the students and the teachers because I was intentional about making sure that they align with the science standards. So they're already going to learn the content in the classroom anyway. They're
mm,
either going to be reintroduced to it, or it's going to be a refresher, and they're more likely to retain the information. I've
okay.
also want to continue to work with teachers, science teachers, with professional development opportunities.
Okay.
When I do workshops, when I'm connecting with teachers and I'm getting feedback and I'm getting the data about, if it's working for them, if this is something they want to move forward with and learn more about, the responses are 99% yes.
Yeah.
I was just looking at some data the other day. It's 99% yes. So I invite the school districts, the principals, if you want to work with me, I would love to partner with you to give your teachers a refreshing outlook on how they
Yeah.
can make their classrooms pop.
That is awesome. Now, I hope I'm not being inappropriate here, but are you paid by the school itself or how do you get into the schools? I mean, they might hesitate because they might say, well, I don't have money to pay her. So how
So,
does it work?
so it just depends. I mean, I have a variety of different ways I provide services in the community. It could be from the actual school. It could be a program that I actually offer, like a workshop in the community. I've done that. as well. Done a really fun one called Fall into Science and Art, where the kids learned about the reason why the leaves change color, learn the science behind that, and also the movement part. Those particular programs are programs that the parents or the guardians would actually pay for. So it just depends. There are a lot of opportunities, a ton of opportunities for people of like BIPOC, people to actually connect them with STEM, because there's a federal mandate for there to be more diversity within the STEM field. So there are a lot of resources out there. Would welcome to partner with different companies and organizations within Durham and the surrounding areas to provide more opportunities and access for those who may not have the resources to support the program.
Okay, because I was actually thinking, and this might also be inappropriate. I don't mind being inappropriate. It's my show. Sometimes people offer their activities on the corporate level. And of course, corporations pay lots of money for team building activities. And I was thinking that might be a good way to maybe subsidize your work in the schools, is to work also with corporations.
Yeah, I mean, we're really close to Research Triangle Park. I actually used to work at a company in Research Triangle Park, and a lot of the organizations have initiatives centered around getting kids more engaged in STEM, getting them to a place where they would even consider pursuing careers in STEM. So if there are people out there who work with organizations who have this similar mission as Dropping Seeds in Motion, I welcome the opportunity to partner with those organizations so that we can continue to serve those kids who might not ever see an African-American female scientist, who those rural areas, that there's like food insecurities, there's like book deserts, right? There's great opportunity for us to fill those gaps in many different ways, whether it's educating the teachers, whether it's engaging the kids that live in the area. Awesome.
Have you considered making workbooks or work like how can I put it? Workbooks and little packages that teachers can purchase for their own use, and then have a parent's version of a workbook? Have you considered selling something like that?
So I do have something similar to what you're saying, the Science Moves Quick Start Guide. It's a conglomerate of resources, including PDF document that will allow the user to actually walk them through the steps that you need to take to infuse your science lessons with movement. I have that, and there's some other downloadable documents that are on my website that for a small fee, you'll have access to those. And then there's the private Facebook group. So I have some other projects that I'm working on this side to make sure I'm continuing to meet the needs of the teachers and also the parents. I also have conducted some parent workshops in the past, because us as parents, I have 3 children myself, we're teachers, right? And so I provide workshops for them as well to give them ideas that they can do at home. And my kids come home and they say, Mommy, or I ask my husband, Mommy, Daddy, can you help me with my homework? And there's a worksheet. So there might be a passage, right, that they have to read in questions. So we'll act it out. So we'll say, okay, I have 3, so everybody's involved. You are this character, you are that character. Let's bring it alive. And when you bring it alive, when you create these visuals, right? Create these visuals, right? You have an opportunity to, 1, come together as a family, 2, to engage the brain and the body, 3, which will help them remember and retain what they're learning. And then when they sit down to actually write the answers to the questions, they can recall it more easily than just reading it, right?
And 4, it's fun.
And it's fun. Yes, that is the one requirement. Well, there's a couple, but one requirement for the workshops is that you come, you have an open mind, and you have fun, and you stay safe.
Nice. That is so awesome. I'm loving this. Boy.
Well, you are definitely welcome to join in too when I have the virtual session.
I can't, oh, okay, because I'm not a teacher, but yeah.
You are a teacher. Honestly, everybody's a teacher in their own right. And I'm almost positive there's something that everyone can take away from the session. If it's not, gleaning and then sharing the information out within your network.
Mhm. Okay, I would love that. When I first moved to Durham, there was a a lady who ran a program called RAMP, and through the years I've forgotten what it stands for. But basically, it was a program that taught parents how to deal with everyday math with their kids. And of course, the first thing she would teach the parents is never say I was bad at math, because especially women, oh, I am just no good at math.
Mm,
Yeah, they should never say that, because that's a
right.
terrible thing. Yeah. So here's the thing: they had, and the lady died soon after I met her. Even when I met her, she asked me if I knew what stage 4 cancer meant, and I was like, no. And
Mhm.
anyway, it was really sad. But while she ran it, it was a great program, and basically, it was how to do everyday math, how to bring math alive.
Mhm.
Example, she had like these worksheets where, like, you're going shopping, you take the kids with you, and you ask the kid, should we get the big, let's see, we got 5 people in the family. Should we get this big 20-ounce can, or should we get two little 3 ounce?
Uh, uh-huh. I do the same thing with my kids in the store.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Somebody actually asked me for help once. It was just, I don't know why. I guess I have like some kind of face or something. But she asked me for help in deciding, and it reminded me of this ramp program. And I was telling her, about the different ounces and stuff. But anyway, the ramp program was awesome while it lasted. And basically it was to teach kids that math isn't just something that you do at school with paper and pencil,
Mhm.
but something that you do every day. I mean,
Calculator.
I mean, if the parent is divvying out money for the week, there's certain expenses that children have that the children need to let them know. I need, and well, of course, bus fare is free now, but let's just pretend you still have to pay for. But I have a couple of events. I'm going to be hopping on the bus, so I'm going to need bus fare, or I'm going to be going to a workshop, and
Mhm.
it's going to be like 350. They want us to bring 350, or they might say, ooh, I really want to get a new fresh outfit for you know this or that, or you know what I mean. And so
Yeah.
setting up a budget, letting them know how much money you have to play with.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And it's interesting you say that because I do the same thing with my kids. So I when I was in school, I had challenges with math.
mhm.
I
Oh,
say that in all transparency because somebody has challenges with we all have challenges, right? As students, you have certain subjects that you kind of lean more into. And so for me, when I go and I speak with kids and youth, I tell them, look, if you are having challenges, whether it's in science or math,
mhm.
know that there's resources available. You just have to try a little bit harder. You have to be resilient, right? You can't
Right.
just say, oh, I don't know how to do it, I'm going to give up. I didn't do that.
Yeah, because
And
the main
Mhm.
reason, I mean, it's great to let people know of your challenges, but I think the main reason they didn't want the parents to just say, "Oh, I'm not good at math," is because women do it so often, and they didn't ever want the girls to get the impression that math isn't for girls. Because you rarely hear a man say, "Ooh, I'm bad at math." It's almost always women
Mhm.
who say,
And
"Ooh."
that's the confidence part that we need to continue to speak into our
Mhm.
girls, that they can do it, that they can succeed, that they are great. One of the
Yeah.
things I do with my kids, I'll share in the store when we're talking with math is they'll say, "Here, mommy, I want to get this," right? I said, "Well, how much is it?" "I don't know." Go back and see how much it is. And then when we get to the register, I say, "You tell me how much on average do you
Mhm.
think these groceries are going to cost?" And when you have three, right? So it's like a little competition, a little healthy competition.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you are within, say, $5 of the actual total, then you get a prize.
Ooh,
So
I like,
they are so excited to do this. So that's something that you all can do.
I
They're
like.
so excited. And they're doing pretty good with that though.
And you can ask your kid, you can say, ooh, we're going to get this. Ooh, but they're on sale. Should we get 3 for $5 or should we just go ahead and get the one? Because we really only need one. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just smart to, because how often do we even eat spaghetti or whatever? Should we get the 3 for $5 or should we not? Then and they'll talk about it and decide whether it's a smart purchase or not.
Exactly. And then they'll start doing it themselves. I find with my kids, they'll say, this is this price. Like you said, like 2 for $5, but one is this price. But then you get more at this price, but then you save X amount of dollars. So they're already starting to critically think on their own. That's why I say parents and guardians were already teachers.
Yeah. I guess the real key is to have the energy to do that. Because a lot of parents, sometimes they have 2 part-time jobs or they have to take the bus, to pick up their kid. And, they're tired when they get home.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah. I totally understand.
but if you can get that and just enough energy to involve your child in these questions, and instead of it is easier to leave the kids at home to go shopping and just get it over with. But if you have the energy and the time and the wherewithal to do that, it would really pay off.
Mm-hmm. It would. And start small. You can start with, going for a walk, or even, my son, we were cooking Pop-Tarts. We make our own Pop-Tarts from scratch. And that's a great way to introduce math. Mm-hmm. I mean, just getting used to being in the kitchen with the teaspoon. Real quick, funny story with the Pop-Tart. So it said, I think it said a quarter of a teaspoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at the sink and he's behind me measuring. I saw him with a heaping tablespoon. I said, oh, wait. Let's go back. It says a quarter of a tablespoon. Look at the difference in the volume. So just those things like that to get them used to wrapping their brain around the size and measurement and volumes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. I guess it could also happen while you're driving, having the kid to keep track of what the speed limit is and say, we're on Cornwallis now. Is it still 35?
Yep.
Yep.
It's a really good thing. So creating an awareness. Creating an awareness is really important for our kids because we're in an age where kids are introduced to a lot of technology, which is not ultimately good for their brain, a lot of it, even us as adults. So being able to create that awareness around them is really important. I know there are times that I walk down the street and people, they don't even look up anymore. They don't look up and say hello.
Yeah, it used to be that you'd speak to people, especially if you're in the South. Again, I'm from Chicago. I'm not used to speaking to just everybody. And I learned when you're in the South, you do speak to everybody. And then it got to the point where it's like being up north again. People aren't speaking to each other. And I kind of miss that now. Now that I've learned how to speak to people,
Yeah, and I'm from Philadelphia, so I totally, get what we're saying. And I went to North Carolina A&T State University, and that was the thing that surprised me the most when I came down here was the level of engagement and friendliness that people have. But I love that it actually inspired me to come down here as well. Mm-hmm.
I went to Talladega College in rural Alabama, and my parents, I guess they forgot to tell me about Southern culture. I didn't know anything about the South. And so everybody, hi, how you doing? Hey, I'm like, oh my goodness, And then one day I was walking to the store and people, we were in an area where people didn't have a lot of money. They'd be outside, no air conditioning. So they'd sit out on the front porch. And so they would be like, staring at me as I went down the street. And I was like, ooh, just feeling all shy and everything. What are you staring at? Then one day I decided, and I said, I was real timid. Same family, they looking, I said, hi. They said, how you doing? They were just waiting for me to speak. And then
Yeah.
yeah, so from then on, I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning."
Mhm.
You know, you just learn. And like I said, now the older people down here will still speak,
Yeah,
but
I think a lot of people are still waiting for people to speak. So I will be that one that speaks to people in the store, and then we open up a whole full-fledged conversation. People are just
yeah,
waiting to be loved on, I think.
I think so. I think so. And it's really nice to be able to do that still.
Yes, I definitely agree. And then one of the things in dropping seeds in motion, when I'm engaging the kids with movement,
Mhm.
you're also supporting social emotional learning
Oh,
because you have to connect with each other, right? When you're in a movement environment, there's no technology.
mhm.
Just by the fact that you're in a space where movement is being infused, there's a social level of connection. You know, dance depicts movement,
Mhm.
emotion. You know, music, all of
Mhm.
that. So that's what I really enjoy about bringing into the program as well.
Nice. So if a teacher wants to um, connect with you, do you come out like for more than one workshop per school?
So one of the things that we provide is a customized approach to what the school needs. Now, there are times where the school wants to come and just have like one workshop, and that's fine. Or there might be times when the teacher or the organization or the school wants to have a series of programs related to one topic or a
Mhm.
series of topic. We can actually do both. One-off program focus on one specific scientific content area, or we can have a whole program laid out and curated for the specific organization.
Nice. And what
Mhm.
grade levels are we talking about?
So we have worked with pre-K all the way up through high school. As I
Okay.
mentioned in residency program I did with the pre-K
Mhm.
school, it it's an opportunity for me to actually curate it specifically for the organization and for all the students. I think that the really sweet spot for me and for um, the area of STEM and science specifically is that elementary, early middle age. There's research that supports that within that window of time,
Mhm.
there's a greatest opportunity for kids to be sort of engaged in STEM and potentially pursue careers in this
Yeah.
space. So that window where they're super curious, right?
Mhm.
And being introduced to something at the age within that window is a great opportunity to help promote kids pursuing careers in the space.
Okay. So you don't think this is necessarily for like college kids?
Well, I think that if you are interested in moving, because I teach adults as well. So as I mentioned, I'm a licensed dance minister. So I have taught dance to adults movement wise. But like I said, you can infuse science with movement at any time. So if there's a group of adults out there that want to learn about different concepts in science, I
Mhm.
can do that as well. But my main focus is working with the K through 12,
Yeah.
specifically more the elementary and middle. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, feel free to come back whenever you like. I'm so happy I got to meet you at the
Me
river
too.
and I got to promote your workshop and I want to promote all of your workshops. You said your next one's going to be on Zoom. Let me write that. Wait, so it's going to be in September, right? On Zoom.
Yes, that's the target date of September. I'm still finalizing some things, but as soon as I finalize the details, it will be on the Zoom platform. It will be free for teachers and or those who want to join in. If you're an ELA teacher, social studies. If you are the part of the Durham Skywriter, Miss Patricia, you're welcome to join in on the session. Like I said, when you register, there's some preliminary questions that I will ask, specifically related to like, where is your biggest challenge when it comes to your teaching your science lesson? Because the biggest challenge is the greatest opportunity for me to hone in on what you specifically need and how you can how you can use movement with that specific lesson. You know, there's some classroom students who there are topics that are more challenging for the students to grasp. So what I want to do is help the teachers pull out their creativity that they already have in them and give them some best practices to use and implement with movement and dance.
I'm glad you're doing this because I remember way back in the 80s and the 90s, when rap was becoming more and more popular, there were so many people who were saying, yeah, we're going to introduce rap into schools. We're going to be teaching math and science and, you know, English and stuff via rap. And it never seemed to happen because unfortunately gangster rap took over after that. And then I think it was kind of downhill from there. But they thought they were going to, with rap, reach so-called inner city children, like you're saying, moving and getting more involved with their lessons. And somehow it just, I'm still waiting.
So there is organization. I met this gentleman a couple years ago. He bridges STEM and hip hop. He's right here in the area. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 is his organization. Dr. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. We have worked together and partnered. My kids also have they're entrepreneurs. They have a business, and they were able to serve on a panel that he hosted. He hosts STEM events, so STEM and hip hop, and his background is in clinical research. So 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, Dr. 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, he's actually doing that and doing something amazing. So connect with him. He's a good resource.
I will. I'm so happy to hear that. Because like I said, this was decades ago, and I just figured, well, I guess it was harder than they thought, or maybe I figured with me not being a parent, maybe it's happening and I'm not hearing about it somehow. But
yeah, it's definitely going on. He's one person that I know that we partner together. We've worked with in the past. So yeah, great resource.
Do you have a YouTube channel where you show some of the things you do?
So I don't have a YouTube channel. I am looking at doing that in the future. There's a lot of different things I'm working on this end. So that's why I say if you want to stay in the know with what we're doing at 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 in Motion, definitely subscribe to the email list. If you actually Google teacher time, so I connect with PBS. I serve as a Rouodle ambassador. What that means is I'm a liaison to the community. PBS has a ton of resources. So one of the things that they did a segment on me in the classroom with the students. So there's a short video that you can look at on there. So if you Google PBS teacher time, that'll give you a couple snippets of the movement part. And then also if you Google PBS Session Woodard, the video should come up as well. So I've got a couple of different projects that I continue to work on, and definitely will keep you in the know to make you aware in the Durham community as well.
I love so much what you're doing, Sasha. I'm so happy.
It's fun.
Well, let's stay in contact.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you for coming on the show. And like I said, you don't need permission. If you just say, you know what, I'm going to be in Warren County today, or I'm going to be, you know, over at what's the name of the school over by me? I forget. Anyway, if you're going to be over in my neighborhood on Bacon Street at that school,
okay,
just let me know so that we could let people know about your program.
Okay, we'll do.
I can't think of the name of my local school. Isn't that terrible?
Is it a middle or elementary?
Elementary school. It's on Bacon Street. What is the name of that school? It was named after, I think, one of the first Black aldermen in Durham. And I'm so embarrassed that it is just escaping my mind right now.
It's okay.
It's right around the block. I pass it all the time.
It'll come. It'll pop to you.
That's what happens.
One other thing, if I may share, is before we go, is that I'm an author, and part part of the reason why I know I love science so much is because I love nature, and it all points back to God and my faith. And I wrote a devotional
Oh.
called "From Heaven Through Nature." Holy
Right.
Spirit downloads for divine instruction and encouragement. And with the rise of, mental health issues, mental health challenges within the space, not only with children, but with adults. And I know teachers, there's a whole nother layer and level with what they have to engage with and deal with. And so one of the things I want to share is this devotional that I wrote. It's a journey where I share with you how the Lord has spoken to me in my heart about different things in nature. When we see clouds, right? When we see grass, and how everything in the earth is points back to God. For my faith, it's my personal journey. And I have some pictures in here that I've taken myself.
Okay.
An opportunity for, not just teachers, but people in general, if they want to connect more with nature, because the research supports that when you connect in more with nature, that your, depression can decrease. And there's a lot going on out here, but I did want to at least share that. If you wanted to get a copy, you can DM me on social media, or you can email me at info@droppingseedsinmotion.com.
Nice.
And
Thank
also be found on Amazon. Yes, I wanted to at least share that because there's a lot of things going on out here, and this is a way for people to come back centered with nature.
Nice. And I would appreciate it if you would put your information, like your website, and mention your book, after we go, on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page, under this show, in the comments.
Okay.
And then that'll remind people, oh, this is the show where Pat had that lady on from Dropping Seeds in Motion. So.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm putting it in there now.
Okay. So, boy, this is really great. I do hope that all the schools call you. And you do go outside of Durham. You said you went to Granville County?
I can go all around the world. I am not limiting myself or what, where my assignments are to help support kids and teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to end the show here. I'm going to thank you again. And I think, what I just showed you with the PVC pipe, that'd be a good, get a little piece of board and a PVC pipe, and encourage your kid to do math timetables while balancing or something like that.
Or if they don't have that, they could balance on one foot.
Oh, that's another way. Okay. Cheap, much cheaper.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Miss Patricia. I look forward to continuing to share with the community.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful day, Sesha. Thanks again.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was so fun. Oh my goodness. And it's past 1 o'clock. We really talked, didn't we? So I better end the show here. I do appreciate if you've been watching till the end. Again, I appreciate it. Hope you learned a lot. And I do hope that you contact Sesha at droppingseedsinmotion.com or info@droppingseedsinmotion. With that, have a beautiful afternoon. I can see the sun has come and gone. Let's see what the temperature is. It is now 78. Okay, the high is going to be 81. And there's still no rain in the forecast, even though it's cloudy. So as far as I know, it's not going to rain. Have a beautiful afternoon. See you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Be sure to read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. Ciao for now.